Welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel, coin collectors and history buffs. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Washington quarters, the iconic 25-cent pieces that have been a staple of American currency for nearly a century. From rare minting errors to coins with incredible historical value, we're counting down the top 10 Washington quarters you need to know about. Whether you're hunting for hidden treasures in your change or just love learning about rare coins, this list will surprise and excite you. The Dr. Sally Ride Quarter was released in 2022 as part of the American Women Quarters Program, a multi-year initiative by the United States Mint to honor women who made extraordinary contributions to American history. Dr. Sally Ride was a physicist, astronaut, educator, and author. In 1983, she became the first American woman to travel into space aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger. Her accomplishments broke barriers and inspired generations of young people to pursue careers in science and space exploration. The coin featuring Dr. Ride was the second release in the American Women Quarter series. Its reverse design captures a moment of reflection and purpose. It shows Dr. Ride looking out from a spacecraft window toward Earth, an image that captures both her literal and metaphorical journey into the unknown. The design is both artistic and symbolic, representing her pioneering role in American space history. Now let's take a closer look at the coin itself. On the obverse, or head side, is a refreshed portrait of George Washington. This design was originally created by Laura Garden Fraser, one of the most respected sculptors of her time. Her version of Washington's likeness was intended for the 1932 quarter, but it was not selected at that time. Finally, it was given the spotlight it deserved as part of this modern series. The inscriptions on the obverse include "Liberty, in God We Trust," the year 2022, and the mint mark, which in this case is P, representing the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse, or tail side, features the detailed image of Dr. Sally Ride inside a spacecraft, along with the inscriptions, United States of America, E pluribus unum, her name, and the denomination, quarter dollar. As for its physical details, the coin is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, weighs approximately 5.67 grams, and has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. Its edge is reeded. Like all standard U.S. quarters, the 2022 Dr. Sally Ride Quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of three major mints in the United States responsible for producing circulating coins. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these quarters. Because of the high mintage, most examples are common in circulated condition. However, not all quarters are created equal. Coins that are pulled straight from mint rolls and preserved in pristine condition can be significantly more valuable than the same coin that has passed through dozens of hands in circulation. The true value emerges when a coin remains untouched, unmarked, and nearly flawless, particularly when it is submitted for grading and receives a high mint state rating, such as MS66, MS67, or higher. In general, the 2022 Sally Ride Quarter is not considered rare when found in circulated condition. These are still widely available, and millions are likely in circulation today. However, as with most modern coins, the value hinges on two main factors: condition and special varieties. Coins in mint state condition, especially those graded MS66 or above by professional grading services, are much harder to come by and are far more desirable to collectors. The higher the grade, the lower the population, and therefore, the greater the demand and potential value, but condition isn't the only factor. Errors and varieties also play a significant role in value, and this particular quarter has already been associated with several notable errors that can push its worth far beyond face value. some of the most valuable modern coins are those that display minting errors. These are accidental flaws that occur during the coin production process. The 2022 Peace Sally Ride quarter has been linked to a few known errors and die varieties that are especially interesting to collectors. Among these are die clashes, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a coin planchet in between, leaving ghost-like images of one side on the other. There are also reports of retained cut errors, die chips near Washington's mouth, known as the Drooling George variety, and clash marks or extra lines on the reverse that some have nicknamed the Ghost Comet variety. These kinds of errors are not always easy to spot, but when dramatic enough and authenticated by a grading service, they can command prices in the hundreds of dollars or more. It's always a good idea to closely inspect any unusual coins under magnification or consult an expert if something looks off or unique. So what is a 2022 Dr. Sally Ride quarter actually worth in 2025? Let's break it down into different categories. In circulated condition, the kind you'd find in your pocket change, the coin is generally worth face value, or perhaps slightly more if in better shape. In most cases, you can expect to sell a circulated example for between 25 and 50 cents, depending on demand. For uncirculated examples pulled from mint rolls or bags, the value typically ranges from $1 to $5, assuming no grading or certification. Collectors looking to complete their sets often pay modest premiums for clean, bright, uncirculated coins. Graded coins offer the most value. Coins graded MS65 or MS66 may sell for between $10 and $30, depending on market conditions and the buyer's interest. Coins graded MS67 or higher are significantly more valuable and can sell for $50 or more. In rare cases, ultra-high grade examples like MS68 or MS69 can reach prices in the hundreds, especially if the population at that grade remains extremely low. Error coins, particularly those with dramatic die clashes or retained cuts, can also reach values well into the hundreds. These are far less common, but they are out there, and they are actively sought after by collectors who specialize in mint errors. Looking beyond 2025, the long-term value of the 2022 Peace Sally Ride quarter will largely depend on collector demand, error discoveries, and the number of surviving high-grade examples. Because this coin is part of a special limited series honoring American women, there's a chance that complete sets will become more desirable as the series matures and concludes. As more collectors aim to assemble complete sets in high grade, the value of individual coins, especially certified examples, may gradually rise. Additionally, new discoveries of rare varieties or errors could spark renewed interest and drive prices even higher. If you want to find or collect valuable examples of this coin, here are some quick tips. First, always check your change. While rare, it's still possible to find high-quality coins in circulation. Second, buy sealed mint rolls or bags if you want a better chance at uncirculated condition. These often yield coins that can be submitted for grading. Third, examine coins closely for unusual features or potential errors. Use a magnifier and good lighting. Fourth, consider submitting your best examples to a reputable grading service. Professional certification can significantly enhance a coin's value and make it easier to sell. Finally, store your coins properly in protective holders, away from moisture, oils, and contaminants. The 2022 Dr. Sally Ride quarter is more than just a coin. It's a tribute to a pioneering woman who helped reshape history and inspire the next generation of explorers. While most of these coins are worth face value today, certain conditions and rare varieties have already proven to be worth much more. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned numismatist, this is one modern quarter that's well worth keeping an eye on. the 2013 P Mount Rushmore Quarter. This coin is part of the celebrated America the Beautiful series and features an extraordinary design that sets it apart from most circulating U.S. coins, from its historical background and striking artistic elements to its potential hidden value and rarity. This coin has sparked serious interest among collectors and everyday finders alike. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist, a casual collector, or someone who just found this quarter in their pocket change, this video will give you everything you need to know about the 2013 P Mount Rushmore Quarter, its history, value, rarity, and what it could be worth in today's market. The 2013 P Mount Rushmore Quarter was issued as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series launched in 2010 by the United States Mint to honor national parks and landmarks from each U.S. state and territory. The Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota was selected as one of 5 featured designs for the year 2013. This quarter stands out for its dramatic and unique reverse design. Rather than simply depicting the finished monument, the coin shows an intimate and artistic view of the carving process, with workers suspended on scaffolding, sculpting the face of Thomas Jefferson. This scene captures not just the monument itself, but the immense human effort that went into its creation. On the obverse side, the coin features the classic profile of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan, which has been a staple of the quarter dollar since 1932. The mint mark, P, indicating the Philadelphia Mint, is prominently placed on the obverse, identifying this specific version. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 200 million Mount Rushmore quarters in 2013. With such a high mintage, this coin remains relatively common in general circulation. It was struck on the standard copper-nickel clad planchet used for all circulating quarters since 1965, with a composition of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, weighing 5.67 grams and measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter. The quarter features a reeded edge, consistent with all modern Washington quarters. The coin was intended for everyday use, but as with many commemorative designs, it quickly attracted attention from collectors. Despite its large mintage, the coin's artistic merit and its place within the America the Beautiful series have made it a favorite for set builders and modern U.S. coin enthusiasts. Many collectors have already pulled these from circulation and preserved them, especially examples in uncirculated condition. When it comes to assessing the value of a 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarter, condition is the most critical factor. Circulated examples typically show light to moderate wear, making them worth face value or slightly more. However, uncirculated coins, those that have never been used in commerce, can fetch a premium depending on their quality. Collectors use a grading scale to evaluate coins, with mint state grades ranging from MS60 to MS70. A coin graded MS60 might show noticeable contact marks or dull luster, while an MS70 coin would be flawless, even under magnification. The most desirable Mount Rushmore quarters are those certified by professional grading services in high mint state grades. Examples graded MS67 or higher are much scarcer and attract stronger demand from registry collectors, those aiming to complete top-tier collections of America the Beautiful quarters in the finest possible condition. In addition to condition, errors and varieties can significantly impact a coin's value. These include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, missing clad layers, and other minting anomalies. If you come across a 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarter with any unusual features, it may be worth a closer look, as some mint errors have sold for substantial premiums. As of 2025, most circulated 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarters remain valued at face value or just slightly above. In circulated condition, you can expect these coins to be worth between 25 and 50 cents, depending on eye appeal and minor signs of wear. However, uncirculated examples in excellent condition, especially those showing no scratches, dings, or signs of circulation, may be worth anywhere from $1 to $5 when sold to collectors or dealers. When it comes to certified coins, the price varies significantly based on grade. A 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarter graded MS-65 by a reputable grading company can be worth between $10 and $20. Higher grade examples, such as MS-66 or MS-67, may sell in the $30 to $70 range, depending on current demand and population reports, which indicate how many examples exist at that grade. Exceptional coins graded MS-68 have occasionally fetched over $100 at auction. These coins are rare and must exhibit perfect surfaces, full strike detail, and flawless luster. Additionally, certain mint error coins have been reported to sell for hundreds of dollars, particularly those with major die breaks or dramatic striking flaws. These are considered specialty items and appeal to collectors who focus on mint errors and oddities. It's important to note that the coin market can fluctuate, and values are subject to change depending on market conditions, collector demand, and the overall interest in modern coin series. If you own a 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarter and want to determine its value, the first step is to evaluate its condition. Compare it to high-quality images of mint state coins, looking for sharp details, full luster, and the absence of nicks or scratches. If your coin appears flawless and uncirculated, consider submitting it to a professional grading service. Although grading involves a fee, it can increase the coin's marketability and provide assurance to potential buyers. If you're buying a 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarter for your collection, be wary of cleaned or damaged coins. Natural surfaces and original mint luster are far more valuable than artificially shiny or polished pieces. Look for strong strikes, good eye appeal, and consider acquiring coins that have already been graded if you're aiming to build a registry-quality collection. For those interested in coin errors or varieties, examine your quarter carefully under magnification. Any doubling, misalignment, or irregularity could make it far more valuable than the standard version. The 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarter may be a modern coin, but it holds a unique place in American numismatics. With its dramatic reverse design showcasing the carving of a national monument, it stands as a tribute to artistry, craftsmanship, and American history. While the majority of these coins remain common in circulated condition, examples in high mint state grades and those with errors can be worth much more than face value. As interest in the America the Beautiful series continues to grow, this coin is likely to remain a favorite among collectors for years to come. If you find one in exceptional condition or stumble across a mint error, you might just be holding a small treasure. Either way, it's a coin that deserves a place in any serious modern U.S. coin collection. The 2018 D Voyageurs National Park Quarter, a modern U.S. coin that has gained significant attention among collectors for its beautiful design, unique historical context, and surprising value in high-grade conditions. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, this video will walk you through everything you need to know about the 2018 D Voyageurs quarter, including its background, mintage numbers, rarity, and current market value as of the year 2025. In 2010, the United States Mint launched the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a successor to the highly successful 50-state quarters program. This new series featured 5 new quarter designs each year, celebrating national parks and historic sites across all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and U.S. territories. In 2018, one of those 5 quarters honored Voyageurs National Park, a breathtaking natural reserve located in northern Minnesota. Known for its interconnected waterways, lush forests, and rich cultural history, Voyagers was a fitting subject for a coin design rooted in American natural beauty. The coin was officially released in June of 2018, and it became the third quarter issued that year under the America the Beautiful series. The reverse side of the 2018 Voyagers quarter features a detailed and serene scene. A common loon, the official state bird of Minnesota, is depicted gracefully swimming across the waters of a lake. In the background, the dense forests and rocky cliffs of the national park provide a peaceful yet dramatic setting. This design captures the essence of the park's tranquil environment, known for boating, canoeing, and wildlife viewing. The obverse side of the coin maintains the traditional portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan and used on quarters since 1932. It includes the inscriptions, "United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust," and the denomination, $quarter. Also on this side is the mint mark, in this case, the letter D, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint produced a large number of 2018 D Voyagers quarters, with a total mintage in the hundreds of millions. As a result, this coin is not rare in circulated condition. Millions were released directly into general circulation across the United States, and many are still found in everyday pocket change. However, while the coin may be common in worn, circulated states, the real story begins when we explore its condition-based rarity. High-grade, uncirculated examples are significantly scarcer than their circulated counterparts. In the world of coin collecting, it's not just about how many coins were made, it's about how many survive in pristine condition. To understand the value of any modern coin, you have to understand grading. Coin grading is the process of determining a coin's condition and quality. It uses a numerical scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect, flawless coin under magnification. Coins graded from 60 to 70 are considered mint state, or uncirculated. For the 2018 D Voyagers quarter, coins in mint state 60 to 63 are relatively easy to find. However, as you climb higher on the grading scale, into mint state 66, 67, and beyond, the number of surviving coins drops significantly. That scarcity in top grades is where the real collector value starts to appear. A coin graded mint state 66 or higher must exhibit strong luster, a sharp strike, and virtually no contact marks or blemishes. Even small imperfections can disqualify a coin from reaching those elite levels. For coins from recent decades, finding examples in mint state 68 or better is particularly challenging, and that is where the serious money lies. When the Voyagers quarter first entered circulation in 2018, most people treated it like any other quarter. Few gave it a second thought, and most were spent, dropped, scratched, and tossed into change jars. But over time, collectors began to examine them more closely, especially as part of the complete America the Beautiful quarters collection. Interest in the series grew as it approached its final releases, and the demand for high-quality specimens of each design increased. By 2020, some of the finest known examples of the 2018 D Voyagers quarter had begun to appear in auctions and on dealer platforms. Coins graded mint state 67 or 68 started to fetch respectable premiums, well above their face value. Over the next few years, the coin saw a gradual but steady increase in value at the upper end of the grading spectrum. This growth was driven by two main factors: rising collector interest and the growing difficulty of finding perfectly preserved examples. Now, in 2025, the 2018 D Voyagers quarter continues to hold a special place among collectors of modern U.S. coinage. Its value today depends almost entirely on its condition. In circulated condition, the coin remains worth face value, 25 cents. Even lightly worn examples do not carry much of a premium. However, clean uncirculated examples, especially those with original luster and no signs of damage, can be worth more to collectors assembling complete sets. Coins graded mint state 64 or 65 may sell for a few dollars each, particularly if they are certified by a reputable grading service. Mint state 66 examples generally trade in the range of $10 to $20, while mint state 67 coins can reach values of $50 or more, depending on demand and visual appeal. At the top of the market, mint state 68 examples, rare and visually stunning, can command well over $100, and in some cases, even more. If the coin exhibits exceptional strike quality and near-perfect surfaces, coins at these higher levels are generally not found in circulation. They are discovered in original mint rolls, unsearched bags, or government-issued coin sets and often require careful preservation to maintain their grade. So what should you be looking for if you come across a 2018 D Voyager's quarter? First, examine the coin under good lighting. Look for full, sharp details, especially in the loon, the waves, and the trees in the background. Avoid coins with visible scratches, dings, discoloration, or wear on Washington's cheek and hair. Next, look for strong mint luster. This is the original shine that coins have when they leave the mint. The more brilliant and even the luster, the better your chances at a high grade. If your coin looks perfect to the naked eye and under magnification, consider sending it in for professional grading. Keep in mind that the cost of grading can outweigh the value of the coin unless it has the potential to grade in the upper mint state levels. The America the Beautiful series has been completed, and collectors now seek to build full sets of these coins. This long-term demand supports the value of quarters like the 2018 D Voyagers. While it is unlikely that this coin will ever be considered extremely rare, it plays a significant role in a larger, beloved series. As the years go by, examples in exceptional condition will become harder to find, especially as more people spend or mishandle their coins. In the future, this coin may not skyrocket in value, but it will likely remain a desirable piece for collectors of modern quarters. Its stunning natural design, representation of Minnesota's only national park, and place in one of the most ambitious U.S. mint programs in recent history all make it worth watching. So, is the 2018 D Voyager's quarter worth a lot of money? For most people, the answer is no, not unless it's in absolutely exceptional condition. But that doesn't mean it isn't valuable. For collectors building high-grade sets, this coin can be a key piece. And for casual hobbyists, it offers a chance to own a coin that beautifully represents America's natural heritage. If you believe you have a pristine example, take a closer look. It might be worth far more than you think. And even if it's not, every coin tells a story, and the Voyager's quarter tells one of nature, exploration, and the timeless beauty of America's great outdoors. The 2020 P Mint Mark Washington Salt River Bay Quarter Dollar. This coin, despite its recent release, has already become a standout among collectors. From its rich historical background to surprising market values, hidden rarities, and potential for profit, this is one coin you don't want to overlook. Let's explore why. The 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a historic series launched in 2010 that featured national parks and sites from each U.S. state and territory. This particular coin commemorates Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve, located in the U.S. Virgin Islands. This location holds ecological and cultural importance. It's known for its mangrove forests, coral reefs, and prehistoric archaeological sites. The coin's reverse design beautifully captures this, showing a young red mangrove tree rising from the water, a symbol of growth, life, and the delicate balance of coastal ecosystems. On the obverse, of course, we have the classic portrait of George Washington, which remains standard across the quarter series. The Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the letter P under the date, was one of the primary production facilities for this coin. In 2020, hundreds of millions of Salt River Bay quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and released into circulation across the United States. While a high mintage number might make it seem like an ordinary coin, there are a few details that set it apart. Despite the large production volume, not all coins were struck equally. Some were preserved in uncirculated rolls, while others entered general circulation and began showing signs of wear. The 2020 P Salt River Bay quarter becomes especially interesting when found in pristine condition, particularly in mint state grades such as MS65 and above. Collectors continue to hunt through rolls and bags to find these high-quality examples. Now let's talk rarity. The standard 2020 P Salt River Bay quarter is not inherently rare in circulated form. However, rarity comes into play in a few different ways. First, coins that are in flawless or near flawless condition, those that have been untouched since minting, are far more difficult to come by. These mint state coins are sought after by collectors who value eye appeal, sharp detail, and unblemished surfaces. Second, some coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint have been found with unique minting errors. These include die cracks, die chips, doubling, and other mechanical faults that create visually distinct and collectible varieties. These errors are one-off anomalies, and when certified and verified, they can fetch significant premiums. The third element of rarity lies in how these coins are packaged. For example, original U.S. Mint rolls, bags, and sets from 2020 can contain better struck coins and even have increased value just based on their packaging and condition. When this quarter was first released in 2020, most people saw it simply as another coin to spend. In fact, in circulated condition, it traded at or just slightly above face value. But as time passed and collectors began to focus more closely on America the Beautiful quarters, the Salt River Bay design drew significant attention. The coin's unique design and connection to environmental preservation gave it artistic and thematic appeal. As a result, values for uncirculated examples began to rise. Early in its release, mint state coins could be found for under $1. Today, in 2025, the value story has changed. In average circulated condition, the coin remains close to face value, typically around 25 to 50 cents. However, in mint state condition, especially grades of MS65 and above, the coin can fetch between $2 to $5 depending on market demand, grade, and presentation. More impressively, coins that grade MS67 or higher can command premiums of $10, $20, or even $30, depending on rarity and certification. Graded coins by reputable grading services with official labels can significantly enhance the resale value, and when you add in the error coins and limited packaging releases, values can reach well over $100 for the right buyer and the right grade. In 2025, the coin collecting world has seen a surge in demand for modern circulating coins in high grades. The Salt River Bay quarter is benefiting from this trend. As older America the Beautiful quarters become harder to find in mint condition, interest in complete sets has grown. Dealers, collectors, and investors alike are hunting down the best examples, and registry set competition among collectors is helping push top-grade coin prices even higher. One key observation is that the value of the 2020 P. Salt River Bay quarter tends to rise faster when it is either in exceptional condition or accompanied by a known error. Many of these coins have already been picked over, so fresh finds from original rolls or bags often receive immediate attention from collectors. As of 2025, top-end examples of the 2020 P quarter in MS68 can bring strong four-figure prices at auction. Even coins in the MS66 to MS67 range continue to outperform expectations due to demand and limited supply in perfect condition. So, what makes the 2020 P Salt River Bay quarter stand out? Is it just another mass-produced modern coin, or something more? This coin stands out for several reasons. It represents one of the final years of the America the Beautiful program. It features a meaningful and unique reverse design with environmental significance. It has become a favorite among modern collectors who specialize in 21st century U.S. coinage. It remains affordable to start collecting but offers serious value potential at the higher end of the grading scale. Its popularity is growing steadily in both U.S. and international collector circles. All of these elements combine to make the 2020 P Salt River Bay quarter a key modern issue for any collector interested in assembling a full set or investing in high-quality modern coinage. If you're looking to find or invest in a 2020 P Salt River Bay quarter, here are some tips to keep in mind. Always check for mint marks. The P Mint mark is specific to the Philadelphia Mint. Examine coins closely for signs of errors. Use a magnifier to look for die cracks or doubling. Keep coins stored properly in coin flips, capsules, or albums to preserve condition. If you think your coin may be in high mint state condition, consider sending it in for professional grading. Stay up to date with auction results and collector forums to track price trends and demand, and most importantly, enjoy the hunt. This coin, though common in the millions, can still offer treasure for those with a keen eye and a collector's passion. The 2000 P Mint Mark Washington, Maryland State Quarter. From its historical background to current market value in 2025, we'll explore what makes this coin so interesting to collectors and why certain versions are worth big money. The 2000 P Maryland quarter is part of the iconic 50-state quarters program, one of the most ambitious and successful coin programs in U.S. mint history. Launched in 1999 and continuing through 2008, this initiative released 5 new quarters each year, each honoring a different U.S. state. In 2000, Maryland's turn arrived. The coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is denoted by the P Mint mark found on the obverse side of the coin, just beside George Washington's ponytail. The reverse side features a beautifully detailed design of the Maryland State House dome in Annapolis, the oldest state capitol in continuous legislative use. Flanking the dome are branches of the white oak, Maryland's official state tree, and the words, "The Old Line State," a nickname referencing Maryland's distinguished military history. With hundreds of millions of these coins produced, the 2000 P Maryland quarter was widely circulated and is still common in pocket change today. However, while most examples are not rare, a few factors can dramatically influence a coin's value. The Philadelphia Mint struck a staggering number of Maryland quarters in the year 2000. While high mintage typically means low collector value, that's not the full story. The key lies in the condition, any potential mint errors, and whether the coin has been professionally graded. The quarter itself is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, the same as most modern quarters, with a reeded edge and a standard diameter of 24.26 millimeters. While the metal content isn't particularly valuable, the coin's numismatic potential comes into play when it enters higher grades or displays rare varieties. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. A circulated 2000 P Maryland quarter, the kind you find in your change, is typically only worth its face value, 25 cents. But when the same coin is found in mint state condition, especially at higher grades like MS66, MS67, or even MS68, its value can rise significantly. Coins in mint state 65 and above are considered collector grade and can command prices from a few dollars to several tens of dollars depending on their visual appeal, luster, and rarity at that grade level. The higher the grade, the more scarce the coin becomes. Coins with absolutely no scratches, full strike details, and original mint luster are particularly desirable to collectors. Only a small percentage of these coins survive in pristine condition, especially after 25 years in circulation. This scarcity in top grades is what drives collector demand and, consequently, the market value. Now, this is where things get exciting. The real hidden treasures among 2000 P Maryland quarters are those that contain minting errors or unusual die varieties. Some of the most valuable coins in this series are those with off-center strikes, double dies, missing clad layers, struck through errors, coins struck on the wrong planchet. These error coins can sell for anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. An off-center strike that's clearly visible or a coin with a missing outer clad layer revealing the copper core underneath can easily turn a 25-cent coin into a collector's prize. Some of the most sought-after errors include misaligned dies that produce dramatic shifts in the design, or double-struck coins where the design appears twice due to a second strike from the press. These mistakes are rare but do make it out of the mint from time to time, and they can be extremely profitable for those lucky enough to find one. So, what's the 2000 P Maryland quarter really worth in 2025? In circulated condition, the coin remains very common and typically trades for face value. But coins in uncirculated, mint state condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, have seen modest appreciation over the years. Mint state 64 examples may be worth around $1 to $2, mint state 66 examples can reach $5 to $10, mint state 67 coins, especially those with exceptional eye appeal, can sell for $20 or more. Coins graded MS68 or higher are quite rare and may command prices well above $50 depending on market demand and grading. Population. Meanwhile, certified error coins from this issue have sold for anywhere from $100 to several $1,000s, depending on the type of error and how dramatic it is. The more visible and unusual the error, the more valuable the coin tends to be. It's important to note that market demand plays a major role in pricing. Coins in high grades or with unique errors are actively sought by collectors completing full state quarter sets or building registry collections. And as fewer high-grade coins remain available, values continue to trend upward. If you believe you have a 2000 P Maryland quarter that might be worth more than face value, here are a few tips. Examine the coin closely under good lighting. Look for signs of mint luster, no wear, and any unusual features or errors. Avoid cleaning it. Cleaning can permanently damage the coin's surface and reduce its value significantly. Consider grading. If the coin looks flawless or has a potential error, consider sending it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. Compare online listings and recent auction prices to get an idea of current market value. Keep it safe. Use a coin holder or airtight capsule to prevent further wear or damage. Even if the coin doesn't turn out to be a high-value rarity, it's still a piece of American history, part of a legacy that introduced millions of people to coin collecting. The 2000 P Maryland State Quarter may not look like much at first glance, but under the right conditions, it could be a hidden gem in your collection, or your spare change jar. Whether it's a flawless mint state coin or a wild mint error, this quarter proves that you never know what kind of treasure you might find in your everyday money. Have you checked your quarters lately? If you enjoyed this deep dive into modern coin values and want to learn more about rare coins, grading tips, and hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. The 2004 P Mint Mark Washington Texas Quarter. If you've got one of these in your collection, your change jar, or even in your pocket right now, you'll want to stick around. From its design and historical background to era varieties and current market value in 2025, we'll cover everything you need to know, and whether your quarter could be worth far more than just 25 cents. Let's start by taking a closer look at the origin and design of the 2004 Texas State Quarter, followed by its minting details and why collectors are still talking about it more than 2 decades later. The 2004 Texas Quarter was the 28th coin released under the 50 State Quarters program. It was issued to honor the state of Texas, which joined the Union in 1845. This particular coin was struck with the P Mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. On the obverse, the coin features the classic profile of George Washington, a familiar face for U.S. quarters. This side of the coin retains the standard inscriptions including United States of America, Liberty, and In God We Trust. But the reverse is where the story of Texas comes to life. The design showcases a striking outline of the state of Texas, with a prominent 5-pointed lone star and a lasso-like rope encircling the border. Beneath it are the words, "The Lone Star State," representing Texas's nickname and independent spirit. It's a bold, symbolic design that immediately caught the eye of collectors when it was released. In 2004, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins. In fact, the Texas State Quarter was among the higher mintage coins in the series. Due to this high production volume, most examples you find today, especially in circulated condition, are common and typically not worth more than their face value. However, as always in numismatics, it's not just about how many were made, it's about how many remain in pristine condition, and what unique varieties might have slipped through the cracks. If your 2004 P Texas Quarter has been sitting in a change jar, rattling around in your car console, or showing clear signs of wear, then its value is likely close to 25 cents. These circulated examples are abundant and widely available, but what about uncirculated coins? In mint state condition, meaning the coin has never been used and still has its original luster, the value can rise significantly. Collectors pay close attention to surface quality, sharpness of detail, and overall eye appeal. Coins that grade at MS 65 or higher are particularly sought after. In 2025, an average uncirculated 2004 P Texas Quarter might bring in a few dollars, depending on the grade. Those that achieve exceptionally high grades from professional grading services can command even more, sometimes ranging from $10 to $30 or higher, especially in MS 67 or better. Now here's where things get really interesting. While most 2004 Texas Quarters are standard issues, a small number of them left the mint with striking errors, and these can be highly valuable to the right collector. Known error types include off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, clipped planchets, and struck-through grease errors. Some collectors have reported seeing unique anomalies on the Texas design itself, such as unusual die chips that alter the appearance of the state outline or star. Although not all these varieties are widely recognized, those that are confirmed and authenticated can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. Always inspect your coin under magnification. Look closely at lettering, borders, and any raised elements. If you find something unusual, it may be worth sending it to a professional grading service for verification. As of 2025, here's how values generally break down for the 2004 P Texas Quarter. circulated examples, typically worth face value, 25 cents, lightly circulated or about uncirculated coins, may bring $1 to $2 depending on appeal. Uncirculated mint state coins, values generally range between $2 and $8. High-grade MS-66 to MS-67 examples, these can reach $15 to $30 or more at auction. Certified mint error coins, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error, values can reach well into the hundreds, and occasionally higher. It's important to remember that coin values fluctuate based on collector demand, grading trends, and even social media interest. What may be overlooked today could become a hot collectible tomorrow. If you believe you have a valuable example, whether it's in high-grade condition or features a noticeable error, consider submitting your coin to a professional grading service. A certified grade adds credibility, trust, and potentially significant value to your coin. Key things to look for before submitting: sharpness of strike and fine detail, full mint luster with no signs of wear, clean surfaces with minimal scratches or marks. Any unusual features or abnormalities that might signal a mint error. A coin that meets these criteria could bring in much more than face value and become a prized part of your collection, or someone else's. The 2004 P Texas quarter is a beautiful piece of modern U.S. coinage with a bold design and patriotic symbolism. While it's not rare in general circulation, uncirculated examples and verified error coins can be quite valuable in today's market. As with all modern coins, the true gems are in the details, so keep your eyes open, check your change, and never assume that a coin in your pocket isn't worth a second look. That one special quarter could be hiding in plain sight. The 2018 D Mint Mark Block Island National Wildlife Refuge Quarter. This coin is part of the popular America the Beautiful series, and it holds a unique place in collectors' hearts due to its distinctive design and moderate rarity. We'll explore the background of this coin, its mintage and rarity factors, its historical and current market value, and what you can expect for it in 2025. The 2018 Block Island Quarter was issued to honor the Block Island National Wildlife Refuge located in Rhode Island. This quarter is the final release of the 5 quarters issued in 2018 as part of the America the Beautiful series, which highlights national parks, monuments, and wildlife refuges across the United States. The design on the reverse side of the coin features a black-crowned night heron flying over Cow Cove, with the North Light Lighthouse depicted in the background, symbolizing the rich wildlife and natural beauty of the refuge. The level of detail in the bird's wings and the lighthouse's structure make this design one of the more visually captivating quarters in recent years. On the obverse side, the coin carries the classic profile of George Washington, which has been a staple of the quarter since its introduction. The D Mint mark indicates that this particular quarter was struck at the Denver Mint. The coin is composed of the standard clad materials used in circulating quarters, a copper-nickel outer layer bonded to a pure copper core, maintaining durability for everyday use. When assessing the rarity of this coin, it's important to look at its mintage numbers. The Denver Mint produced approximately 159 million of these coins for general circulation. This volume is substantial but relatively lower compared to some other quarters in the series, which contributes to a moderate level of scarcity, especially when considering the condition of the coins that survive. Although large quantities were minted, many of these coins entered circulation and experienced wear, diminishing the number of specimens in pristine, mint state condition. Coins that have been preserved with minimal contact, especially those graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, are notably rarer and command more attention from collectors. In addition to the Denver Mint, the Philadelphia Mint also produced this quarter, and the San Francisco Mint struck limited proof versions, including some in 90% silver for collectors. These proof and silver versions are far scarcer, but today we are focusing primarily on the Denver minted circulation strike. Collectors of the America the Beautiful series often seek to complete state or thematic sets, and the Block Island Quarter is a vital piece for Rhode Island collections. Demand is higher among collectors who prefer uncirculated coins or higher-grade examples. The more pristine and visually appealing the coin, the higher its desirability. Errors and unusual strikes can sometimes boost the value, but such occurrences for this particular quarter are uncommon and not widely documented as highly valuable. Instead, the primary driver of value beyond face is the coin's condition, rarity in higher grades, and certification status. Historically, the 2018 D Block Island Quarter has sold for modest premiums above face value in circulated and low uncirculated grades. In the years following its release, coins graded MS-60 to MS-64 typically traded between $1 to $5, reflecting their status as relatively common modern quarters. Higher grade coins, graded MS-65 or above, have seen increased demand and premiums, sometimes selling in the range of $8 to $20 depending on eye appeal and market conditions. Truly exceptional specimens graded MS-67 or MS-68, which are rare due to the difficulty of achieving such perfection in a circulation strike coin, have fetched hundreds to over $1,000 at auction. These high-grade sales, however, are exceptional and not representative of the typical market. Looking at the 2025 market, the 2018 D Block Island Quarter continues to hold steady interest among collectors, especially those focused on completing sets or seeking high-grade modern coins. For coins that have circulated, the value remains close to face, ranging from about 25 cents to $1 depending on condition. For uncirculated coins graded between MS-60 and MS-64, you can expect prices generally between $1 and $5. The real value lies in coins graded MS-65 and higher. In 2025, MS-65 coins might sell between $8 and $15, while MS-66 coins can command anywhere from $15 to $40. For the rare MS-67 examples, prices can range from $40 to over $200. And for the extremely rare MS-68 specimens, which are seldom seen, values can approach several $1,000s depending on buyer interest and market trends. These estimates reflect the niche market for modern quarters, where condition and certification significantly influence price. The certification by recognized grading companies adds trust and liquidity, allowing sellers to command premiums. If you own a 2018 D Block Island Quarter or are considering purchasing one, here are a few tips to maximize value and enjoyment. Preserve the coin's original surfaces. Avoid cleaning or polishing, as this can drastically reduce value. Consider professional grading for coins you believe to be in higher grades to increase buyer confidence. Carefully document and photograph your coin to highlight its condition and details. Be mindful of market trends and population reports for graded coins to better understand scarcity and demand. If you come across any unusual markings or potential errors, have them evaluated by a professional before assuming added value. In summary, the 2018 D Block Island Quarter is a beautifully designed and moderately scarce coin in the America the Beautiful series. While many were produced for circulation, the value for most coins remains near face unless they are in higher mint state conditions. Collectors seeking to complete their series or acquire high-grade examples will find the Block Island Quarter to be a rewarding addition with potential for moderate appreciation. Exceptional coins graded MS-67 and above are especially prized and can achieve significant premiums in today's market. The 2019 P. Mint Mark Washington quarter, specifically the one featuring the American Memorial Park design. Whether you're a collector, a coin roll hunter, or someone who just found an unusual quarter in your change, this video is for you. We're covering everything you need to know: its history, its design, its rarity, and most importantly, how much it could be worth today in 2025. Stay tuned, you may be holding on to something far more valuable than just 25 cents. The 2019 American Memorial Park Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series launched by the United States Mint in 2010. The program ran until 2021 and featured 56 different designs, each honoring a national park or landmark in every state and U.S. territory. The American Memorial Park Quarter was released in 2019 as the second design of that year. It pays tribute to the sacrifices of American and local soldiers during the Marianas Campaign of World War II. The park is located in the northern Mariana Islands and serves as both a recreational space and a commemorative site honoring over 4,000 individuals who gave their lives in the battle. The obverse of the coin, like all quarters in the series, features the classic profile of George Washington. What distinguishes this particular coin is the reverse design. It depicts a young Chamorro woman, dressed in traditional attire, standing in the park with her gaze focused on the flag circle and court of honor. The detail and symbolism in the artwork represent cultural heritage, remembrance, and patriotism. This quarter was minted at multiple locations, but in this video, we are focusing specifically on the one with the P. Mint mark, which stands for the Philadelphia Mint. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad composition. It weighs about 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. The mint mark P can be found on the obverse side of the coin, near the bottom right of George Washington's portrait, just beside the ribbon in his hair. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 140 million of these coins. While that might seem like a large number, the story doesn't end there. Because condition, collector demand, and other variations can still make specific examples highly valuable, now let's talk about rarity. On the surface, a coin with a mintage in the hundreds of millions wouldn't appear rare at all. However, in the world of numismatics, rarity isn't just about how many were made. It's about how many survive in top condition, how many were preserved, and how many are available to collectors today. Most 2019 P quarters entered circulation almost immediately. As a result, many were scratched, worn down, or damaged through everyday use. Coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded by professional services, can be much rarer than the mintage number would suggest. Furthermore, collectors often seek out specific coins to complete their America the Beautiful sets. That demand alone can increase the value of a coin significantly, particularly when it's in high grade. Another point of interest is error coins. While this video focuses on standard strikes, it's worth noting that if your coin has an off-center strike, doubling, die cracks, or any kind of minting error, it could be worth substantially more. So, what is the 2019 P American Memorial Park Quarter actually worth in 2025? For starters, circulated examples in average condition typically hold a value close to their face value, 25 cents. However, even in lightly circulated condition, some buyers are willing to pay a slight premium, especially if they are putting together a complete set of America the Beautiful quarters. When it comes to uncirculated coins, the value increases. A coin in mint state condition, say MS-60 to MS-63, could be valued between $1 to $2. As you move up the scale to MS-65 or higher, especially if certified by a major grading service. The price can range from $3 to $10 or more depending on market demand. Coins graded MS67 and above are much rarer and considerably more desirable. In 2025, such coins can fetch anywhere from $15 to $50 or higher, particularly if the coin displays sharp detail, strong luster, and no visible flaws. Proof and silver-proof versions exist, but those were struck in San Francisco and carry the S mint mark. They are highly collectible but fall outside the scope of this particular video, which focuses on the Philadelphia strike. If you happen to own a coin that is not only in high mint state but also has unique features or potential errors, you could be looking at a coin worth well over $100, depending on its appeal to collectors. So, how can you tell if your 2019 P quarter is worth more than face value? Here are a few practical tips. First, examine the coin under proper lighting and with magnification. Look for any signs of wear, scratches, or blemishes. A clean, uncirculated coin will have sharp details and original mint luster. Second, consider submitting your coin to a professional grading service if you believe it could achieve a high grade. While grading can come with fees, it also adds legitimacy and can significantly boost resale value. Third, stay up to date with current market trends. Coin values fluctuate based on supply, demand, and collector interest. What sells for $5 today might be worth $10 in a year, or vice versa. Lastly, be cautious with online sales or appraisals that promise unrealistic figures. Some listings may show outrageous prices, but true value is determined by what buyers are actually paying, not just what sellers are asking. The 2019 P American Memorial Park Quarter is a modern coin with historical significance, artistic value, and potential for collectability. While it may not be rare in raw numbers, its value comes from condition, context, and demand. For the average person, it might just be pocket change. But for the informed collector or the lucky individual with a high-grade example, it could represent a small but meaningful piece of history, and possibly even a coin worth holding onto or selling for profit. So next time you receive change, take a closer look. You never know when a seemingly ordinary quarter might be something special. The 2018 D Apostle Islands Washington Quarter. You might be surprised to learn that this relatively recent coin could be worth more than face value, and in some cases, quite a bit more. But what determines its value? What makes certain examples rare and others ordinary? And what is this coin truly worth in the current market of 2025? Stick around as we break down the design, history, mintage numbers, collectible appeal, and estimated values of this beautiful and often overlooked quarter. The 2018 D Apostle Islands Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a 10-year initiative that ran from 2010 to 2021. This program featured 56 unique reverse designs, each celebrating a national park or historic site from every state and U.S. territory. Released in 2018, the Apostle Islands Quarter honors the breathtaking Apostle Islands National Lakeshore, located on Lake Superior in northern Wisconsin. The area is known for its pristine waters, dramatic sea caves, ancient forests, and the iconic Devil's Island Lighthouse. The reverse design of the coin beautifully captures the spirit of the landscape, with a kayaker paddling near the red sandstone sea caves and the historic lighthouse perched above. It's a design that pays tribute to both natural beauty and maritime history. On the obverse, we see the classic portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. Below Washington's neckline appears the mint mark, in this case, D, signifying that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. In terms of production, the 2018 D Apostle Islands Quarter was minted in very high numbers, over 213 million coins were struck at the Denver facility alone. That makes it common in circulation, at least in average condition. So, is it rare? The short answer is, not in circulated condition. Millions were distributed into commerce, and many were quickly worn down through everyday use. But here's where it gets interesting: not all coins are created equal. While most 2018 D quarters you'll find in pocket change will show signs of wear, the real value lies in mint state specimens, those that have never been used in circulation and have retained their original luster. Coins in superb uncirculated condition, particularly those graded mint state 67 or higher, are much harder to find. Even though the overall mintage is large, coins that meet the strict standards of top grading services are considerably more scarce. Let's talk about what makes this coin worth more than 25 cents. First and foremost, condition. This is the single biggest factor in determining value for any modern coin. A coin that is scratched, worn, or tarnished is not going to appeal to collectors. A pristine example with a sharp strike, smooth fields, and no blemishes can command a premium, especially if certified by a major grading service. Graded coins in MS67 and MS68 are where we start to see the real value. These grades represent coins with minimal flaws under magnification, making them ideal for high-end collectors. Next, we have rarity within the grade. While 213 million quarters were minted, only a tiny fraction are certified in the highest grades. That scarcity in top condition is what drives up demand and price. Lastly, there is the collector base. The America the Beautiful series has grown in popularity over the years, and some collectors seek complete sets in high grade. That puts added pressure on the market for specific designs like the Apostle Islands, particularly those from the Denver Mint with superior strike quality. So, what is the 2018 D Apostle Islands quarter worth today, in 2025, circulated condition? In typical worn condition from everyday use, the coin is generally worth its face value, just 25 cents. It may hold modest interest for casual collectors, but there is no significant premium. Uncirculated, raw condition. A bright, uncirculated example not graded by a professional service could be worth between $1 and $5, depending on visual appeal. Coins from original U.S. Mint rolls may fall into this category. Certified MS65. A coin graded MS65 might sell for $5 to $10, sometimes more if it has strong luster and no contact marks. Certified MS66. This grade typically fetches $10 to $25, with sharper details and fewer imperfections. Certified MS67. Now we're entering the premium zone. At this grade, the coin could be valued between $50 and $100, depending on buyer demand and market conditions. Certified MS68. In this grade, the coin becomes significantly rarer. Current values in 2025 could range from $150 to $250 or more, especially if the coin has exceptional eye appeal or is part of a registry set. Error coins and first strike labels. Coins with verified mint errors or first strike certification may carry additional premiums, sometimes adding $50 to $100 or more depending on rarity and desirability. It's worth noting that the value of modern quarters in high grade can fluctuate based on market demand and grading population reports. The fewer coins that exist in a certain grade, the higher the potential value, particularly if there's strong demand from registry collectors. If you believe you have a valuable 2018 D Apostle Islands quarter, here are a few tips. Inspect under bright light or magnification to assess for scratches, wear, or striking issues. Avoid cleaning your coin. Even light cleaning can destroy its collectible value instantly. store it properly in a 2x2 flip, coin capsule, or archival safe container to preserve its condition. If you believe it could be a high-grade example, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A third-party certification can significantly increase buyer confidence and potential selling price. When selling, use reputable platforms or dealers who specialize in modern U.S. coinage. Highlight grade, luster, and strike quality in your listing. The 2018 D Apostle Islands quarter may seem like just another coin from your pocket, but in pristine condition, it has potential to be a worthwhile collectible. While it's not a coin with extreme rarity in circulation, the true value lies in the top-tier graded specimens, where condition, eye appeal, and demand collide to create surprising auction results. In 2025, values remain strongest for coins in MS67 or MS68, and examples with confirmed errors or special designations can still turn heads in the collector market. So next time you check your change, take a closer look. You might just have a piece of Lake Superior's natural beauty, and maybe even a small treasure, right in your hands. The 1987 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter. At first glance, it might appear like just another common coin from the 1980s. But for some collectors, this seemingly ordinary quarter could hold unexpected value, especially in today's 2025 market. So grab your magnifier and let's explore its history, its potential value, and what makes some of these coins worth far more than just 25 cents. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since 1932. Originally introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the design became a permanent fixture in the U.S. monetary system. By 1987, the coin had undergone several compositional and production changes, but it retained its iconic image of Washington on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse, a design that remained largely unchanged until the state quarters program began in 1999. The 1987 Washington quarter minted in Philadelphia carries the P Mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. This year marked a period of high mintage for U.S. coinage, with hundreds of millions of quarters struck to meet economic demand. While this means the coin is far from rare in average condition, there are certain factors that can make specific specimens stand out to collectors. Let's take a closer look at the coin's physical characteristics. The 1987 P quarter was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition. This means it has a pure copper core, sandwiched between two layers of copper-nickel alloy. The coin weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. It features a reeded edge and a brilliant metallic luster when uncirculated. Over 580 million Washington quarters were minted in Philadelphia in 1987, making it one of the higher mintages for the series. This volume ensures that circulated examples are still very common today. However, the large mintage also means that high-grade examples are more difficult to come by due to the natural wear and tear from circulation. The 1987 P quarter is not considered a rare coin in circulated condition. In fact, most people can still find them in pocket change. However, when it comes to coin collecting, rarity isn't always about how many were made, it's about how many have survived in pristine condition. Uncirculated examples, especially those graded at mint state 66 or higher, are significantly scarcer. Coins graded MS67 and above are considered premium, as very few examples exhibit the flawless surfaces, sharp details, and full mint luster required to earn such a designation. Another factor that can increase value is the presence of mint errors. Off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and other striking anomalies can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. But these errors must be genuine and significant to demand a premium. Minor flaws or post-mint damage do not qualify. Now let's talk about value. In 2025, the majority of 1987 P quarters in circulated condition are still worth their face value, 25 cents. This includes most coins that have been handled, show signs of wear, or have lost their original luster. However, things start to change in higher grades. Uncirculated raw coins may sell for a few dollars, depending on their condition and visual appeal. Certified coins, those that have been professionally graded and encapsulated, tend to command more. A 1987 P quarter graded at MS65 might fetch anywhere from $5 to $15. MS66 examples can range from $10 to $30, depending on eye appeal and market demand. In the rare case of a coin graded MS67 or higher, collectors may be willing to pay well over $100, and in some auctions, even over $400, depending on the specific qualities of the coin. If the coin also exhibits a notable mint error, its value can increase dramatically. But again, such coins must be authenticated to ensure the error is legitimate. So what really determines the value of a 1987 P Washington quarter? There are a few key factors. Condition. This is the single most important factor. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Coins with full strike, sharp details, and no wear are always in demand. Luster and eye appeal. Even within the same grade, coins with better luster or more attractive toning tend to sell for more. Certification. Coins graded by a reputable third-party grading company such as PCGS or NGC often command higher prices than raw coins, due to increased buyer confidence, error or variety. Any verified mint error or unique die variety can significantly boost a coin's value. Market trends. Coin values fluctuate based on collector demand, economic conditions, and even online influence. A coin may be worth more or less next year based on how the market evolves. A common question among collectors is whether or not it's worth getting a 1987 P quarter graded. The answer depends entirely on the coin's condition. If your quarter appears flawless, has no visible marks under magnification, and still retains full original luster, then it might be worth submitting for grading. However, grading fees can exceed $20 per coin, so unless your quarter has a high likelihood of reaching MS66 or MS67, it may not be cost-effective. Use caution and consult grading comparisons before making a decision. Comparing your coin to publicly available high-grade examples can give you a better sense of its potential. So, is the 1987 P Washington quarter rare? In general, no, it's one of the most common quarters from the 1980s. But in the right condition, under the right circumstances, and in the right market, it can be worth much more than face value. Most quarters from 1987 are still worth just 25 cents, especially those that have seen circulation. But those that are pristine, uncirculated, or show unique errors can command collector attention and respectable premiums. If you're sorting through your collection or checking your change, keep an eye out for a brilliant, well-struck 1987 P quarter. It might just be worth your time, and possibly your money. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more detailed coin guides, collector tips, and market updates. Have a 1987 P quarter of your own? Drop a comment below and tell us what condition it's in. You never know, you might be sitting on a hidden gem. Until next time, keep collecting, stay curious, and happy hunting.